Mama Florine Cornelius. She's in heaven now. How I wish she were here. My mother was an exceptionally wonderful woman. I'm sure most feel the same way about our mothers. As for me, I personally believe she was one of the greatest mothers that ever existed. My mom raised 13 children. She was a wonderful mother. In my opinion, the best. I will speak for myself. But I'm sure all of us, brothers and sisters, share the same feeling. Personally, she was my best friend. She was amazing. An absolutely awesome example of an incredible mother. She was God-fearing, loving, humble, sweet, full of forgiveness, soft-spoken, dedicated wife and mother. I can't ever remember her being any other way than just kind and nurturing. She lived her life for her husband and her children and her grandchildren. She was a school teacher when she married my daddy. She was always adamant about us getting a good education. I remember when my father started his business. My mom would have a baby on her hip, but would get out there and work with my father anytime it was needed. My mother was the best example of a virtuous woman, a Proverbs 31 woman, that I've ever seen. If I had all the money on this earth, it would not be enough to repay her for what she has been in my life. She was amazing. I remember how she would cook all our meals from scratch. Every meal was homemade. She made most of our clothes when we were younger. She was a home economic teacher when she met my father. So she was an excellent cook, excellent seamstress. We had a garden in our backyard where she grew most of our vegetables. I remember when she used to make her own cheese and butter. I used to stand by the table when I was very young and watch her churn the butter. On top of all of that, she was an excellent cook. My mother could really, really cook. Most of the things that I watched her do, I also do them now, and I picked up all these traits from her. I was always enamored at my mother and how wonderful she was. She was definitely my inspiration. My mother was one of the first black women in that area of South Florida that had her own business. She was an entrepreneur. She owned a grocery store. With the help of my father, she opened up her own grocery store and a small restaurant where she served breakfast and dinner for the migrant workers who used to pass by on their way to get on the bus. Everything was homemade. She was definitely an inspiration. When I got older, I would ask her often, how did she do it? 10 boys, 3 girls, 13 children. Before we got a washing machine, she used to wash our clothes by hand and hang them out on the line to dry. When my sister Billy and I got older, our job was to help her, because all the boys would take care of the animals on the farm. Dad and Mama owned a small farm. So my brothers would take care of the animals with my father. And then they would go out to work with him, because Daddy was also a plumber. So my sister and I had to help my mother. But even when we helped her, she did most of the work. As I look back and think, I say to myself, how could she have so many children and still manage to do what she did? I remember I used to call her Wonder Woman sometimes. 10 boys alone was quite a feat, but not for her. She always said how much she loved her life. No matter what kind of day my mother was having, or whether she was tired, not feeling well, etc., she never turned her back on any of us. She was always soft-spoken. She was always so soft-spoken. I never heard her say a curse word in my life. She always made sure we went to church and studied our Bible. She was always there like a virtuous woman. She was an amazing singer. I know for a fact that I picked up my voice from my mother. She had a beautiful voice. Her voice used to mesmerize me. She was an opera singer with a voice measuring at least 5 octaves above middle C. Something similar to the range of Mariah Carey. And she was a beautiful piano player. I can remember clearly sitting on the floor listening to her when she would sing and play. I was absolutely always inspired by her. I was with my mother when she went home to be with Jesus. I got a chance to hold her as she was taking her last breath. I will never forget it. I could go on and on about her because she deserves the honor. She really does. My mother came from an amazing family, the Mitchells in Enid, Oklahoma. Also very talented, all of them. She was a beautiful woman, inside and out. Her spirit resonated. She was part Choctaw Indian, part Irish, and part African American, coming from a strong and incredible family. We were blessed to have her as our mother. Very blessed. I learned to be the woman that I am today because of her example. When I think of what it is to be a mother, I automatically think of her. Automatically my mind goes toward her when I think of what it is to be a Proverbs 31 virtuous and incredible mother. I love you, Mom. Heavenly Mother's Day, Mama. I hope you are celebrating in heaven. I have come to terms with the fact that she's gone, but I will always miss her. Every time I go through Danger, Florida, and pass by where we were raised, my mind goes on Daddy and Mama. Once again, Heavenly Mother's Day, Mama. A Proverbs 31 woman for sure. Love always. From your baby girl, baby sister Rose. Rose Cornelius Garvey.